In this video, we're going to be taking a look on pages Access 86 and 87, in which we're going to apply group and sort orders. After watching this video, you should be able to group and sort records in a report and copy and paste controls. Grouping means to sort records by a particular field plus provide a header and or footer section before or after each group of sorted records. For an example, if you group records by the state name field, the group header is called the state name header, and the group footer is called the state name footer. The state name header section appears once for each state in the report, immediately before the records in that state. The state name footer section also appears once for each state in the report, immediately after the records for that state. Now on step 1 on page Access 86, it tells us that we want to click the Close Print Preview button. That's going to close out our print preview, and it's going to take us back to our design view. And if it doesn't take you back to your report design view, make sure that you are in report design view at this time period. And then next, it tells us that we want to click the Group and Sort button in the Grouping and Totals group to open the Group, Sort, and Total pane. And of course, we can go ahead and find that in the Grouping and Totals group up here, and here is our Group and Sort button right up here. So when we click on that, down here at the bottom, it opens up the Group, Sort, and Total pane. Now currently, the records are grouped by the state abbreviation field and further sorted by the tour start date field. Now to add the category field as a grouping field within each state, you work with the Group, Sort, and Total pane in the report design view. In step 2, it tells us that we want to click the Add a Group button in the Group, Sort, and Total pane. So here we're going to go through here and we're going to click on the Add a Group button here. Once we click on the Add a Group button, it then tells us to click Category. And once we have that, of course, then it says Group on Category. Then it tells us now we want to click the Move Up button. Now the Move Up button is on the right hand side over here. We have Move Up, Move Down, and then we have Delete. And of course those are where you can move up the order of precedence on this and move how they're grouped or sorted on there. So we click the Move Up button, and of course now that's on the right hand side of that Group, Sort, and Total pane, so that the category is positioned between the state abbreviation and the tour start date. Now a category header section has now been added to the report design view just below the state abbreviation header section. Now you move the category control from the details section to the category header section so it prints only once for each new category instead of once for each record in the details section. So we're kind of making this area so that we can move up this category group up here, so it's only going to print once for each time for that group. And to do that, we move on to step 3. And in step 3, it tells us that we want to right-click the category combo box in the detail section. So here's our detail section, and we're going to right-click this category combo box. Then next, it tells us to click on Cut on the shortcut menu that appears. Then we're going to right-click the category header section. And then we're going to click on Paste. Once we have that, we've now cut it from the detail section and we moved it and pasted it into the category header. Then we're going to use our mouse pointer to drag the category combo box to the right to position it as shown in figure D8 on page Access 87, which is just underneath the tour start date label. So you want to use this and just drag this over a little bit. And there we go. So it's just underneath the tour start date. Now that you've moved the category combo box to the category header, it will print only once per category within each state. Now you will no longer need the category label, which we have up here on the page header. So we're going to have to get rid of that as well. And to do that, we move on to step 4. Of course, before we move on to step 4, just a quick tip. Now you will use the move up and move down buttons as needed to make sure your group, sort, and total pane looks exactly like figure D8. So you want to make sure that this looks exactly like it is. So it's going to first group it on the state abbreviation. So it's going to group it on the state name. Then it's going to group it based on categories. Then it will finally sort it based on the tour start date. Now for step 4, it tells us that we want to click on the category label, and that's in the page header section. That's here. And then once we click on that, we're just going to hit our delete key on our keyboard, and then we're going to switch to print preview. So we can go to our view and switch to print preview. And then you can zoom to 100%, and of course you can click on the little 100% here to change it between 78 and 100%, but this is at 100%. So now you can see on here that first of all we have our different our page header here. We have our different areas here: state name, tour number, tour name, or tour start date, tour name, duration, city, price. But then we have the California as the state name, and then we have adventure, educational, and it's grouped those separately on there as well. So that is a way of using the different report sections so that you can actually group those in different ways. And this is just a different way to make your report stand out just a little bit differently. And that concludes the information that's on pages Access 86 and 87. And in the next video, we're going to be adding subtotals and count.